When did you realize your parents cared more about being right than being in your life? My parents gave me an ultimatum. Choose them or my boyfriend of 6 years. So I chose the lawyer they said would never amount to anything. It started with a hoodie in Tahoe. Marcus and I had been dating 3 months, and I was already falling hard. He was kind, funny, brilliant in that quiet way that sneaks up on you. When we visited my parents' cabin, I drove us up because my car was already packed. My father pulled me aside, spit flying. He's the man. Men drive. What kind of boyfriend lets his woman drive? I stared at him, the kind who respects that it's my car. But the real crime happened that evening. Marcus wore a hoodie to dinner in Tahoe, where it was 40 degrees and snowing. 6 years later, they still reference the hoodie incident as proof he lacks respect. I'm their only child, their whole world, supposedly. When I first brought Marcus home, they smiled through dinner, acted normal. Then we visited his parents 2 hours away, lovely people who treated me like family, and my mother treated it like betrayal. You drove past our exit to see them? They could never articulate real concerns, just vague complaints about him not being a man's man. When Marcus got into Berkeley Law, they predicted he'd drop out. When he made Dean's List, they said he'd never pass the bar. When he passed first try, they insisted no firm would hire him. When Wilson and Associates offered him a position with a signing bonus, they pivoted to saying we shouldn't move in together. He was unemployed for 3 years, Mom would remind me, ignoring that those were his law school years. After 6 years together, 6 years of birthdays, holidays, me having the flu and him bringing soup, him studying for the bar while I held flashcards, I told them we were getting an apartment. 20 minutes later, you're choosing him over family. The texts flooded in. You're breaking our hearts. He's manipulating you. Marcus tried calling Dad to understand their concerns. Dad ignored him for a week, then texted, we never liked you. I went alone to their house for some documents. Walking through that door felt like entering a museum of when I was still their perfect daughter. Dad didn't waste time. He's not a man's man, he said, making a fist. I hate him. He stole you from us. Mom joined in. You approached him first. The man is supposed to pursue. It's 2024, Mom. She ignored me. He should have broken up with you when we disapproved. A real man would have walked away. They took turns listing complaints. Dad, no friends. False. Mom, selfish. He spent 3 years across country for law school while I waited. Dad again, manipulating you. I make more money. They both attacked our neighborhood choice, assuming Marcus picked it without considering my commute. We've already signed a lease, I said. They kept going until I interrupted. Actually, we moved in last weekend. Mom collapsed crying. Dad kept repeating, you fucked up, kid. Then suddenly they worried about my late drive home. The same parents who'd just destroyed me for 2 hours. Dad, who rarely says I love you, gave me this desperate hug like I was dying, not just moving 10 minutes away with my boyfriend of 6 years. I drove home with their words echoing, not a man, manipulator, thief. The highway blurred through tears. After 26 years as their perfect only child, their disapproval felt like losing my identity. They'd trained me to need their validation like oxygen, but when I walked through my apartment door, the one I pay half of, Marcus was waiting. He'd made dinner, lit candles, set up our bedroom while I was gone. He didn't badmouth them, just held me while I vented. Your dad threatened violence? He asked quietly. Because you let me drive and wore weather-appropriate clothing. He actually laughed. Should I apologize for not being toxic? They almost won. Almost. But Marcus spent 3 years studying while they insisted he'd fail. Passed the bar while they prayed he wouldn't. Got hired at a prestigious firm while they swore nobody would want him. He did everything they said he couldn't. That's what really bothers them. Not the hoodie, not who pursued whom, not who drives. It's that he proved them wrong, completely and undeniably. Started therapy last week. When I listed their concerns, he wore a hoodie, I drove, he went to law school instead of working, I texted first. My therapist stared. That's it? She asked. And he's not a man's man. What does Marcus think? He'll support whatever relationship I want with him. Just wants me happy. She shook her head. And they call him manipulative? I'm keeping them at arm's length now. They text daily about how I'm ruining my life living with a Berkeley-educated attorney who loves me, who treats me as an equal, who respects my independence. Meanwhile, I'm in my apartment with my boyfriend, building the life we chose together. They chose pride over their daughter. They chose being right over being present. Their loss, not mine.